everyone, and welcome back. Today I'm between Junction Boulevard and 97th Street on 35th Avenue in Corona, Queens, New York. And today is the 10th of May in the year 2021. The time is now 11:57 a.m. and the temperature is 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Today should be a high of 61. It's a bit overcast at the moment and it was raining earlier. We should have more rains throughout today, but for now it is not raining. As always, I have here with me my friend and driving partner, Buddy. Buddy, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Good to be alive.
Indeed it is. And we're on Junction Boulevard, traveling north. To my left, this is one of the Food Bazaar supermarkets here in the area. And to my right, we have the Junction Playground, one of the more busier playgrounds in the area. And at the moment, we're on the route of the Q27 bus, which travels from Rego Park to LaGuardia Airport. That truck shouldn't be driving on the road, you know, it should be flying. That's a Red Bull truck, and Red Bull give you wings. I think because rain is expected in the forecast, so you don't have a lot of people at the park. But overall, the temperature is not bad at all.
And we're turning right onto 34th Avenue off of Junction Boulevard.
I'm taking some water here. My throat is a bit dry. I don't think I drink any water since morning. I know I had some orange juice, but I can't remember if I had any water. And we're crossing 97th Street. And we're going in the direction where the numbers are going up.
Passing PS 92, Harry T. Stewart
Magnet School. Crossing 101 Street. Like when you pass through this area, and I know you used to live here years ago, how do you feel? Just pause for cars. In front of us, that's the Q23 bus that's heading to 108th Street. And where is the last stop we go to?
in Metropolitan Avenue.
Yeah.
And, I believe it's Forest Hills.
Yeah, I know it go right over past Advantage Care Physicians and go further, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's Metropolitan Avenue. In Forest Hills. That's where Metropolitan Avenue is, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was asking you, like, you know, being in this area, and I know you used to live here years ago, like, each time when I drive through, how do you feel? Does it just like feel like, okay, I used to live here, whatever? You keep seeing new changes and you remember what it used to be like?
Well, yeah, when I pass each one of these streets, yeah, it does remind me of different things in my past. But I drive it every day, so I guess maybe if I were not to drive it for a while, and then come back and go over it, it would really, you know, set my memory back put me in this a nostalgic mindset.
You know, they have this thing to say, if you don't use it, you'll lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, if you're not visiting a place, after a while you become a stranger to that place, because sometimes when I go to my country, it's not like I've been away from there for like 15 years or more. You know, it's less than that, but still when I go back, and sometimes when I go to the stores and they ask me for a change, like they'd say $2.35 or 87 cents or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking at them like, you know. And then I remember when I just came here, I would have to hold out my hand with the change for them to pick it out, because I didn't understand or like think of whatever, you know, because it was so new to me. And then going back to where I was born and grew up, you know, it is like the same thing. So when you're away from a place for a long time, that's what happens.
Yeah, kind of out of sight, out of mind, and then practice makes perfect. If you don't practice, then you get dull.
Yeah, but the thing is this, by you go back and you're there for like a period of time,
It comes back to you.
it just comes back. It seems so natural.
That's like me with riding the bike. I used to love to ride a bike when I was younger. We're now entering onto Grand Central Parkway off of 34th Avenue. So when I ride it now, even that I'm older, I may wobble just for a second, but then it comes back to me so fast. Because I did it well when I was younger. If I didn't do it that well when I was younger, that'd be really wobbly now that I'm old.
I remember I started learning to ride when I was maybe about 9, 10, but we didn't have bicycles, so if a kid get a bicycle, sometimes you have to buy a ride, so you'll save your lunch money, and you pay $2 for a ride or $1. So you have to buy a ride to learn to ride. And I remember I bought, I think, $2 ride, and I get on the bicycle and I'm telling myself, yeah, I can ride. But we didn't have asphalt road at the time. We had dirt roads, and we had some like huge sinks in the road, and when the rain fall, you would have a lot of water. And I took that bicycle and I get on, and I balanced myself for maybe about 10 seconds.
You did well.
And then the bicycle just fell over with me in that big puddle of dirty water. And I was so dirty and wet, and I felt so embarrassed, and I just got up fast, get back on the bicycle, trying to ride myself away. And I'll never forget that.
You said you buy a ride. You mean you actually rent somebody's bike for a little while?
Yeah, so like in our community, like some kids, they would have family overseas, or their parents are doing well, then you know they'll probably get a little bike, but it wasn't something common. So maybe 2 kids or 3 kids out of the whole community would have a bike. So when that kid have a bike, you know will be saving your lunch money, because that kid going to sell a ride. So it would say, okay, you can ride from the steel tank to up by 7-Day Church for the $2, you know, and that kid would make like quite a bit of money from it. But if that kid tell you, okay, from the 7-Day Church to steel tank, and you take longer than that, believe me, you're not going to get no more ride to buy. Or the kid will say, you have to pay me more because whatever, and then you really want the ride, you do whatever too, you know. But that's how it was. But you know, things sometimes goes by, you know, now bicycles are so common, people don't even be riding bicycles as much, and more they riding scooters and all of that.
That's definitely the going thing now, scooters. You know, somebody called me last night because their GPS, they thought threw them off because they were used to going on the Jackie Robinson Parkway in the right lane over there. But you see how the sign is blacked out now. They now have another entrance.
Yeah, remember the other day we rode on it.
I wouldn't have known if we hadn't done it ourselves. Yes, I wouldn't have been able to tell them anything. But they asked me where were they and what street were they near, and they said, well, near Metropolitan Avenue. I said, okay, we'll take Metropolitan all the way down until you can get to Jackie Robinson again, rather than trying to turn around. So, but I think it's people get used to it after a while, of course.
Yeah, imagine you've been coming on the road here for years and all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But the good thing with the GPS is that it tells you what is happening, and especially Waze.
Right, it'll recalculate.
Yeah, Waze recalculate and tell you everything. It tell you if police is there, whatever is happening. So
pothole in the street.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. I mean, when I saw that one day, I said, "What? It's even telling us about big potholes in the street." When I go to a different state, I'm noticing people are starting to ride those scooters on the Parkway that have no plates on them. They're not allowed to do that.
Well, that is between them and the law.
Yeah. They are definitely not supposed to be riding on the Parkway with these scooters like that.
Yeah, that's between them and the law. Even though it is heavily overcast, but the amount of sun that is shining through is still light enough to just seem as if it's just like in between both things happening at the same time.
Yeah, it's a nice day. Yeah. It still looks nice, even though, like you said, some of the clouds are pretty heavy. But the sun is bright above the clouds, so the sky's lit up pretty well.
I'm seeing the Long Island Railroad train just peaking a bit, but it stopped. If it was running, then you would have seen it better. It's up there. I think it's on the farther side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought we were going that way.
Well, if we go Van Wyck and we get off at Jamaica Avenue, then we're on about 136th Street.
Oh.
And we want to go to 165 over in that area. But if we go this way and we get off at Parsons, we can take it over to 164.
Okay.
And then go across.
Traffic pattern ahead. Exit 14 Union Turnpike, Main Street, quarter mile.
I guess they're going to take down all these old roads because it seems like they're replace them all with new ones. Look at all the brand new roadways here. Here's the one we'll go to Jackie Robinson Parkway.
That's west. Still on Grand Central Parkway. The overpass we're going under now is Main Street overpass.
And we will be exiting Parsons Boulevard, 164th Street
Exit 16.
150th Street. We're passing here to the right, which used to be the old route for Q44.
So this is where the Q44 used to run?
At one time, yeah, would turn off of Main Street onto Grand Central Parkway Service Road and then make the right there and go over to Hillside, then another right to Sutphen, Jamaica. Now this right here, the way it goes now is straight into Main Street. Straight down Main Street into Queens Boulevard. Then it makes a left turn on Queens Boulevard and comes down Hillside the opposite direction.
Okay.
And still make that same right turn on Sutphen Boulevard.
So I guess now you have another bus that would pick up those people to connect back to where the 44 doesn't run on 150th Street here anymore.
There's no bus that runs at all. You would have to. But what they do have is the bus, right here that runs the Q65.
Oh, so they walk down here from 150 to 164.
No, and also the Parsons, the previous Main Street we just passed. The 25 runs up there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so that is closer than here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at the end of that, I'll be ending my ride here on Grand Central Parkway and the corner of 164th Street. As always, I hope you have enjoyed the ride with me. Please remember to subscribe and see you soon.